As Gold Rush Season 15 charges forward, Parker Schnabel, Kevin Beets, and Rick Nes each face high-stakes challenges in their relentless pursuit of gold. Episode 16, titled The Thin Red Pay Layer, promises intense drama as the miners push their limits to keep their operations running at peak efficiency. With only a few weeks left in the season, every decision counts, and the pressure is higher than ever. Who will rise to the challenge? And who will crack under the weight of expectation? Parker Schnabel hunts for red gold. Parker Schnabel has been on a hot streak this season, but to keep the momentum going, he sets his sights on a promising new red pay layer. His team is working tirelessly to uncover this potentially lucrative deposit, hoping that it contains enough gold to make a significant impact on their final season tally. However, mining is never straightforward, and Parker knows that even the most promising dirt can sometimes lead to disappointment. To complicate matters, equipment breakdowns threaten to slow Parker's operation. His crew is forced to work extra hours to keep everything running smoothly, but with exhaustion creeping in, mistakes become more likely. The young mining boss must balance his ambition with the reality of mining fatigue. Can Parker and his team keep up the pace and turn this red pay layer into a game changer? Or will unforeseen challenges disrupt his quest for gold? Prediction: Parker has proven time and time again that he can adapt and push through obstacles. Given his experience and leadership, it's likely that he will find a way to overcome any equipment issues and capitalize on this new pay layer. However, if his crew starts making costly errors due to exhaustion, he could find himself in a tough spot. Kevin Beets goes Allen with a green crew. Meanwhile, Kevin Beets is taking a major gamble by attempting to run his mining operation 24/7. With a relatively inexperienced green crew, the challenge is immense, keeping the wash plant running smoothly while ensuring efficiency in every shift. Running a continuous operation increases wear and tear on equipment, and any failure could mean costly downtime. Kevin, determined to prove himself as a leader separate from his father, Tony Shadow, is putting everything on the line. His team's ability to work through exhaustion and adversity will determine their success. Rookie mistakes have already cost them earlier in the season, and Kevin must now guide his crew through this high-risk venture. Will his strategy pay off, or will the grueling schedule prove too much for the Beets crew to handle? Prediction: Kevin's attempt at 247 operation is an ambitious move, but it could backfire if his green crew isn't up to the task, while his leadership skills will be tested. A strong showing in this episode could mark an important step toward establishing himself as a serious mining boss in his own right if his crew buckles under the pressure. However, it could be a costly lesson in experience. Rick Nes battles equipment meltdown. Rick Nes and his crew continue their deep dig for the promising Vegas Valley gold, but disaster strikes when a critical piece of equipment breaks down. With their operation grinding to a halt, the pressure is on to fix the machinery and get back on track before they lose valuable mining time. The breakdown couldn't come at a worse time, as the crew was finally making progress in one of their most challenging dig sites. Rick, who has faced multiple obstacles throughout the season, is determined to not let this setback define his comeback. However, the clock is ticking, and every hour the equipment remains idle is a financial loss. As frustration builds among the crew, tensions flare, and teamwork becomes even more critical. Can Rick rally his crew, find a solution, and get back to mining before their season is in jeopardy? Prediction: Rick has had one of the most challenging seasons among the miners, and this latest equipment failure only adds to his struggles. If he can get things fixed quickly and keep morale high, he still has a chance to make a decent profit. However, if setbacks keep piling up, his season could end in disappointment. With high risks and even higher stakes, Gold Rush Episode 16 is shaping up to be a must-at. Parker's red pay layer could be his key to a record-breaking season, but he must navigate exhaustion and mechanical issues to make it work. Kevin's 247 gamble could catapult him to success, or push his green crew to the breaking point, and Rick's latest equipment disaster threatens to derail his operation completely. Can he turn things around in time? As the miners inch closer to the season's end, the challenges only intensify. Every decision made now could mean the difference between massive success and crushing disappointment. Who will come out on top, and who will be left struggling? Tune into Gold Rush to find out. Fans are already buzzing about the challenges faced by the miners in this episode. Many are excited to see Parker's strategy unfold, believing that his new pay layer could be a game changer. Others are skeptical about Kevin's decision to push his crew to the limit, with some predicting major failures ahead. Rick's struggles continue to draw sympathy from viewers, with many hoping he can turn things around before it's too late. This episode has all the makings of a classic Gold Rush showdown. Parker's calculated risks, Kevin's relentless drive, and Rick's fight to stay in the game will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. With so much at stake, expect plenty of drama, triumphs and setbacks. One thing's for sure, this is an episode that no Gold Rush fan will want to miss, as Gold Rush Season 15 barrels toward its final stretch. The race for gold is reaching a fever pitch, with the brutal Alaskan winter closing in and time running out. Every miner is pushing harder than ever to stack up as much gold as possible before the season ends. Episode 15 left us with some dramatic shifts in fortunes, and now with the latest gold weigh-ins, it's becoming clearer who was in prime position for a massive payday and who was struggling to keep up. Gold total $34,462.50, value $8,615,625. Parker Schnabel has built a reputation for being one of the hardest working and most aggressive gold miners in the game. This season he's proving why he's always a contender for the top spot. With a whopping 34,462.5 ounces of gold so far, valued at over $8.6 million, he is currently leading the pack from the very start. Parker has shown an almost obsessive drive to outdo himself. He took big risks early on, opening up new ground and moving massive amounts of dirt. His wash plant strategy has been a logistical nightmare, but the results are undeniable. Despite challenges like breakdowns and crew fatigue, Parker has managed to keep his operation running at near maximum efficiency. However, there are still big questions ahead. Mining fatigue is setting in and his crew is being pushed to their limits. Can Parker keep up this relentless pace without suffering costly mistakes? More importantly, will the gamble on his wash plant strategy pay off in the final stretch, or will it prove to be too much for even him to handle? Tony Beats, the king of the Klondike, won't back down. Gold total $37,772.910, value $8,432.275. For years, Tony Beats has been the name in Klondike mining, and even though Parker has pulled slightly ahead, Tony is far from out of the race with $337,291.8280, total 99.22% the game. While Parker, Tony, and Rick are deep in the race, Kevin Beats' season has been nothing short of a disaster, with just 33 ounces of gold barely worth $82,500. It's clear that things haven't gone according to plan. Music, W.E. Music.